you. Good evening and welcome to Weather Fans Live on this Sunday evening, on Sunday the 16th of April 2023.
Sure is. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Yes, another Sunday.
Another Sunday. It's actually been a really nice day as well, weather-wise.
We had some light rain this morning. Then I believe it cleared about before lunchtime. I don't know because I've been at work.
Yeah, it's been mostly cloudy here. I wouldn't say overcast, but it's been muggy as well. So that might be the rain. But yeah, been an all right day. Been an all right weekend weather-wise after Friday's downpour that we had all day.
Yeah, the river at the bottom of me is just actually fairly high today. So it must have all gone through the system in the last 48 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's going to be a calm week this week.
A drying trend, really.
Yeah, I've not really looked at the charts for this week, other than at the 3 o'clock run. So I haven't had a look at the 15Z yet. Obviously, we're going to be looking at the GFS and the fax charts as well. See if there's any trends.
I had a little look yesterday. I don't know if anything's changed or not, but we'll see.
Yeah, I believe there's been that the thing we were talking about on Thursday has returned. The Eastleigh. Good evening, Andy. From Seriously Scunny. Seriously?
So it's actually clear over on the eastern side then at the minute.
Ish, I'd say. He's more further east than I am. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's just completely overcast here.
Yeah, it's looking at outside as well. Just having a look out my window. and it looks fairly white out there. So yeah, as I was saying, the trend that we were looking at on Thursday regarding after day 5 to 7 looks like it may have returned. So it could be that the trend is setting up. And I think Gav's web vids was on about it as well. I've not.
Yeah,
I've
I've
only
seen
briefly seen.
that pop up earlier on.
So it's definitely one we are watching. I think they're having some winter storms over in America as well. I was hearing
Winter storms?
yes, winter storms in April in
No,
America.
not unheard of.
Not unheard of, but not rare either. But definitely strange for this time of the year. And they're on about some at the end of next week as well. I was watching one of the YouTubers that does forecasts for America, for tornadoes and stuff. And he was mentioning about towards the later next week, could be another increased risk of tornadoes and thunderstorms and stuff like that. So that could bring
I suppose if that's the cold air coming down and meeting with that moisture coming up from the Gulf, then that is going to trigger some big storms again.
Yeah, I reckon so. Luckily, the ones that came about Friday and yesterday didn't really amount to anything tornadic anyway, but there was some big hail. I was hearing 3 inches and over, so baseball size hail. I've not seen no pictures or so.
No, I've not heard anything I've not really looked at the American side since the big outbreak. Was it on the Friday?
It was, yeah. It was towards the end of March, weren't it?
Yeah, I think I might have been off starting my holiday right then.
Yeah, you were. Anyway, perfect segue into doing the photos.
Have I got the photos?
Let's have a look at photos. So we'll have a look. Unfortunately, we're going to have to make a do with the banner for now until I can work out how to stop notifications on Facebook popping up during the live. So, as I say,
They are on full screen.
Brilliant. So if you want to see the full uninterrupted banner picture, always have a look on the Facebook page, which is facebook.com/weatherfans. So yeah, these are from Christopher Higginson. I don't know where these were taken, but 3 days ago, so there would have been Thursday, possibly.
Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
Depends when the post really.
Depends when the post turns up as well. So these are from Christopher. Nice clouds, a bit of an overtop there as well.
Yeah, definitely the last couple of days or so, the skies haven't been that photogenic.
No, they've just been meh, to say the least. As you could see from my pictures, which I think are coming up on Friday, it was a little bit pooey, as I'd say. That was a bit like lightning, but
Possibly.
If you're there, Christopher, do let us know if that is lightning on the group, or
more than likely it will be lightning. You usually get that kind of effect from the lightning.
Yeah. These are from Paul Wood. There's a climbing tower there.
Yeah.
And there's the after effects. Yeah, as I was saying, climbing well that is as well. Yeah, these are from Paul. Oops, that's from us on Friday. On Thursday. This one's from Gareth, looking a bit unstable underneath there. Yep. See quite well into the distance there. Can't tell where that's from, but I'm sure Stephen could tell us. Only thing I know that close to a river might be Ely or somewhere like that, or Lincoln. No, Lincoln's up on a hill, isn't it?
I've absolutely no idea, unfortunately.
You've never seen anything from Lincoln? No, Lincoln Cathedral's up on a hill. Trying to think where this would be. That could actually be on the Lancaster, somewhere like that. I could be wrong. Oh, look. I told you some photos were a bit pooey. They were from Daisy. This one's from Chaz, I believe. Yeah, because I remember him posting this on Friday. I was on about it to him.
You see the air rising.
Yeah, it all dumped on our side of the Pennines. So it was all brewing from Blackpool and crossing over like Bolton and Blackburn and all that way. And as soon as it come over the Pennines, it was dumping the rain on us. So even though, Lancashire won the war, we still get the after effects back in the day. There's no war going on now, by the way.
If I was just comment come up, I don't know who it's from, but someone says Stephen's picture looks like it's York.
York, good call. Might be Andy. But yeah, thank you for that. I'll have to look at that. You know what? I live in Yorkshire, but I've never really been to York. This one's from Thomas.
It's from Jake.
It's from
comment.
Jake. Much obliged, Jake. Much obliged. Yeah, as you can see there, looks like there's a bit of lines in there. Whether that's the photo or what, I don't know. Ooh, dullness. I think that's the end of the pictures. Let's have a look. It's just look. I think it might be. Hang on. Please bear with people. Oh no, it isn't. It's just the fact that it froze. That's all it is. Yeah, because Cameron, this one was a 3D one, if I remember.
Oh, it was the mothership. So it's not really playing ball on the screen then.
Yeah, because it's a 3D picture. You see, it's this one here. So if you want to look at that picture, don't forget, as I say, facebook.com/groups/weather fans, I believe. This is what I was on about when I was it's looking towards Wakefield. This is, and the cloud base was starting to lower, and there was some like streaks coming out as well. So
was that Friday?
It was on Friday, yeah. As well, I was at the radio club up near Wakefield. There you go. As I was saying,
developing low pressure, really.
Yeah, it was that one that was. Remember the one we was on about on Thursday, which got stuck on the east coast.
Just like
that was it.
Moved up from the kind of slid across the southwest, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Also round back up north.
Yeah, so I was on about this little thing, this bit of a scud that was trying to form. You can see a few more little scuddy-looking clouds over here towards Barnsley as well.
A little bit of updraft, really.
Yeah, that's all it was. It was just these. There was some scuds coming in from the west, and they were just joining up. But the cloud base kept lowering, as you can see, just around here. It was just taking me fancy, really. Here's one from Chaz. I believe it's from yesterday. Probably Blackpool. Lovely day. Bit of cloud there to the south, I believe that may be. Towards Wales, maybe. Could be wrong.
Looking towards the southwest, that looks like he's on the sand dunes towards south of Blackpool Airport.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's looking.
I love those ripple effects from the sand.
Yeah, it does look nice, doesn't it? Let's go back to that one. Yeah, he just follows it to the sun, doesn't it? So yeah, these are from Chaz. So I'll be looking to the south down there.
Yeah,
because there's the prom. Brilliant.
I'll be there in about 4 weeks' time.
Yeah, I have to catch up with you and Gordon at some point.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
The dog's off for on its jollies. This one's from Tom over in Nottingham. Got very dark around Nottingham area. Not expecting any rain. Got quite dark, like a thunderstorm. Could start, but I doubt it. Says Tom.
There was a few showers down towards East Anglia, I think, on Saturday afternoon.
That's right, yeah. Daisy put this up a little bit of May kind of into east again. From Jake. I know Jake's watching, so nice not bad. Like I say, if anyone wants to look at the pictures, best to go and have a look on the Facebook page so you don't have this banner until I work out how to get rid of it. Yeah, there's a nice top tower there as well, just popping up.
Yeah.
I think that may be the last of it, so let's have a look. Oh no, there was a couple more. I do apologise. Yeah, because usually when I overshoot, it comes back onto live then.
Yes, so, yeah, that's the last one.
That's the last one. Yeah, if I go any further, it'll double up, and we'll have we'll have the repeat. You know,
we'll have a repeat. We'll have a repeat. We'll have a repeat.
We'll have a repeat. Right, guys, I want to go.
BBC at Christmas.
We'll go to the UKV and have a look, see what's going on. Let me just refresh the page. That's it. Yeah, it's fully done now. Brilliant.
And that's on the screen there, yeah.
Excellent. So as you can see, quite a cloudy. Actually, I'll quickly go to the radar, actually. So I can see what's going on. Not the rain radar. Will be the EUMETSAT one. So there we go. As you can see, a bit of high cloud across most of the country, really. Towards the southwest and island, it's not as cloudy. You can see there's quite a defined boundary line there between the warmer air and the colder, with a low pressure out to the west. With the air masses, you can see there the warmer air being pulled up into the southwest and into Ireland, with cooler probably returning northerlies there into easterly by the look of it. Could be wrong, could be going that way. I don't think so. Right, go back to the GFS. So there we go. Has that gone back now, Michael?
Yeah.
Just checking. Sometimes it doesn't always refresh, does it? So, right, as I was saying, not much in the way of rain at the moment. I believe that front that's out to the west was supposed to be approaching, but looks like it's backed off. It looks like the rain might start to reform over the early hours. Maybe some drizzly rain with odd shower in there. Looks like it's trying to reform there, doesn't it? Across your area anyway.
Depends on if it's been overdone.
Yeah, it could be. Let's have a look at the temperatures. The temperatures between 9 and 10 Celsius quite widely. 10 or 11 towards northern Scotland and the Republic as well. And in probably some of the bigger cities, conurbations like the West Midlands, Northwest, possibly somewhere like Leeds or Bradford, Doncaster, London. You know, the bigger towns and cities could be 11, 12 degrees there. They've actually started putting the Cape into the UKV now. Just noticed.
We could have a look at that.
Let's have a look. So it's the mixed layer Cape. So
unless we've got a new feature to play with.
It is indeed, and it's the high res one as well. So yeah, definitely one to look at on the Weather Outlook, which the website of my choice anyway, alongside Net Weather, of course. Let's go back to the precipitation and cloud. So we'll look at the temperatures. So that rain dies a death, really. It's just peps up and then just dies a death, really.
Might just pick up during the night with the moisture in the air.
Yeah. Might be one to look at the humidity as well. As you can see, there's a bit of a clearance coming in from the east there. Not much of a clearance, though. Looks like the rain might start up again tomorrow with the odd shower across the spine of the country into the Midlands, possibly into the south and southeast as well. Let's have a look. They don't really amount to much. There could be the odd one that gets going. That could get the rest going. All depends, really. But nice bit of a clearance here could send the temperatures up. Let's have a look. So look at the Cape, actually, before I go to the temperatures. So not much Cape.
No, it could be just the odd spit and spot, maybe, where the cloud's a bit thicker.
So we always look for like joule values way over 1,000. Really, it'll get a thunderstorm going, and we're anything up here. Wow, that'd be in the summer, like the peak of summer up here.
If it came off, if the ingredients were right, and if we get the purples in the summertime,
Yeah,
we'll be looking at huge.
yeah. If it really
thunderstorms.
gets going,
But there's a few about 3 or 4 elements that need to be in place for that to happen.
there is indeed. As I say, the east actually could get some fairly decent temperatures tomorrow. There's the 18 up here towards Inverness, Aberdeen area, along the north coast of Scotland, Republic of Ireland and Northern Ireland itself, 16, 17, possibly 18. Quite widely between 13 and 15. Obviously out in the countryside a little bit cooler, 10 to 11. But anywhere that's like in the southerly there could get 16, 17, 18 across the east. Interesting to see where the winds are coming from, if they're coming from the south or the east. Let's have a look. It doesn't really say on here. Let's have a look at the mean sea level. Yeah, so they're not exactly east, but southeast. Would you say?
Yeah, it starts to switch from the southerly that we've got at the moment, which has just happened, and we've got that high pressure starts to build in from Scandi. So the winds are changing. That's why we're getting that clearance coming in from the east.
Yeah, because the winds aren't exactly coming in from the east; they're just a little bit off, so it gives us that bit of a clearance. So let's go back to precipitation and cloud. You can see that bit of a clearance there. Actually continues by the look of it. A bit of a column of cloud coming in off the sea, but behind that there's quite a decent clear patch there. But
yeah.
It'll be interesting to see where that goes. So it could be a mild night across the Midlands. There could be a bit of fog there by the look of it, maybe. Let's have a look at the
low cloud, I suspect.
Yeah, as you can see there in the fog fraction chart, could be a bit of mist across the west parts of the Midlands into Wales, into the southwest, really where the wind is the lightest, and across higher ground as well, where it's going to be up in the clouds. So let's have a look at the minima. So actually quite a chillier day. Chillier night, apologies, away from northern Scotland and Ireland, between 2 and 5 degrees, where the cloud lingers between 6 and 7. Let's go back to precipitation and cloud. So we'll see where this goes for Tuesday. Looks like an actual half-decent morning. Once that low cloud burns away, the cloud there coming into the the southeast, could trigger a shower or two. Let's have a look at the Cape and Cape anyway. Nothing there really, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. Temperatures not really responding though. Between 12 and 14 across the east, with 16, 17 across the more western areas and into northern Scotland as well. There's 16 showing there across somewhere like Barrow or Carlisle here.
So just bear me a second. I'm just stepping away a second while I grab my charger.
Yeah, no problem, mate. No problem. So yeah, as you can see there, between 16, 17 degrees across the west, which I'd expect, given the direction of the wind, which we'll go and have a look at now, which is coming straight from the east, as you can see there. So the western areas, a bit of Fern effect, we'll get that thing. There's a few ripples there in the isobars, might indicate some showers. Who knows? Could just be the hills. Right, let's go and have a look at what Tuesday night will bring. So we've got that finger of cloud coming in across southern areas. Doesn't really amount to much. Looks like it'll just be lingering and moving north. Bit of high cloud across the Irish Sea, the North Sea. That's the Irish Sea here, isn't it? So there we are at 6 o'clock on Wednesday morning. Temperatures not too frosty away from northern Scotland, between 2 to 5 degrees widely, 6 to 7, maybe 8 degrees locally. In the bigger towns and cities, more than likely. Let's have a look at the fog fraction, see if there's any fog. Nah, mostly across higher ground. Let's go into Wednesday and have a look. So Wednesday sees another burning off of that cloud, but will it be chilly? That is the question. Away from western areas again, with that easterly wind coming in off the rather cool North Sea, as you can see here, which is at around about 8 degrees at the moment. Away from coasts, between 13 and 15 degrees inland, locally 16, 17 in the west, I would say. See if that wind is coming in off the east. It is, yep. So that high pressure's kind of moving away from Scandi now, retrogressing towards Greenland, possibly, which we'll have a look at in a minute with Michael once he returns. And quickly go to see what Wednesday night into Thursday morning will bring. Clearish night, to be fair. Bit of high cirrusy cloud, I would say. 6 o'clock. Cloud starting to build a little bit more. Wind coming in from the east still. High pressure up here to the northeast. So let's go and have a look. Precipitation clouds, as I can see, bit of high cloud, but that's about it. Minimum temperatures cooler than previous nights, with between 0 and 2 Celsius out in the sticks, 4 to 5, maybe 6 degrees locally. Going to Thursday. Thursday, as you can hear, Michael's back, so he's wired for sound.
No, that was actually the door, not my back.
Oh, I thought you was creaking your back there for a minute, mate. I know it's been a hard day at work, but where were we? There we go. So yeah, another clear day on Thursday. So even though we've got that easterly wind, we might pick up some cloud during the night, but that soon burns off after Tuesday or Wednesday, really. Maximum temperatures still hampered a little bit by that easterly wind. 13, 14 degrees, I would say. Between 12 and 14 degrees, quite widely, but in the more countryside areas, between 9 and 11. See if we can squeeze out Thursday night, shall we? As you can see, there's a little feature just coming into the southeast. That could be, would you say thunderstorms, Michael?
No, I think just be some off the North Sea.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cape there, but only around about 500 joules. But nothing really to write home about. Could be some punchy showers, but that's about it. Yeah, I was right in saying joules. I'm learning. Humidity, that'll give us an idea. Quite humid, actually, across eastern areas with that wind coming in off the sea. Be interesting to see where that wind's actually coming from. Straight in off the North Sea. So yeah,
yeah,
depends how hot it's getting across. Thing is, looks like a bit of a lower pressure down here to the southeast, so that might be causing a little bit of instability.
Yeah.
With high pressure more further to the north, a little bit of a high pressure there across Cairngorms as well. Anyway, back to the precipitation and cloud. Got a bit distracted there. And showers start coming, but I would say there'll be more light, possibly the odd punchy shower in there, but I wouldn't say thunderstorms, not during the night at this time of the year anyway. So yeah, I'm with Michael on that one. Temperature's not that high either, between 6 and 7 across the east, 2 to 5 degrees in more western areas. So it looks like we might be picking up, might be losing the heat a bit. Bit of frost out across the Cairngorms. Right. You ready to take over, Michael?
Just bear with me a second. Just give me 30 seconds.
No problems. So yes. I'll look at the Cape again. It's a little bit there. So yeah, that'll indicate some more punchy showers. As I say, we look for more. The more Cape there is, the more energetic the atmosphere can be. Also, like Michael said, there's other factors that we need to take into consideration as well. Once thunderstorm season gets going, we'll probably go into that a little bit more.
Yeah, I messaged from Andy a short time ago, shorts and flip-flops at the ready.
Yep, especially with this kind of weather.
And someone says I need the 20s to hurry up. There was actually hints a few days ago where we could get maybe a 20 degrees somewhere, but that's been backed off in the last few days.
I think as we come more into the high-res timeline, so like with UKV, Icon, probably Arpege and Arome, stuff like that, they're more high-res, so they're a little bit more detailed, aren't they? Whereas like the GFS and the ECM, they do mid to long range, so they give us an idea of what's to come, but they don't give us an accurate-ish description of what's to come, whereas the high-res ones do, which is why I always bring these. Right, Michael, shall I pass it over to you, mate?
You can do.
Stop sharing.
Right, let's have a look at the facts chart from the good old Met Office. This is from 6 p.m. tonight. We've got high pressure over the UK, and we've got this weather front across parts of the West Midlands, Wales, into northern England and eastern Scotland. This has what's been producing some drizzly pieces of rain, maybe some light rain during this morning and perhaps into this afternoon. As we move forward to lunchtime tomorrow, we've got that weather front just more towards far north of England into eastern Scotland. And we've got this weather front trying to move in from the North Sea. That may produce a few showers for eastern areas, possibility into Monday night into Tuesday. But that seems to die a death, actually. So is that a decaying front I've ever seen? So there's that front towards the Low Countries into Norway. And it does actually make a progression, which what was showing on the on your charts there, maybe like a band of few bits and pieces of rain possibility. Excuse me a second. Crossing the country before that clear air moves in. Then as we head overnight into Tuesday, high pressure takes control from Scandi, and we're going into an easterly wind there. And the North Sea at this time of year is at one of its coolest for the time of year. So on the east coast, it will feel chilly in that breeze. And the wind gets slightly breezy across England and Wales, much of the UK, really.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite a strong air of high pressure at 1,041 millibars sat over Scandi. We've got this easterly flow. If we follow the flow back, it's more towards. It's what we kind of look for, really, if we want a good cold blast. But obviously, it's not that cold. If this was maybe February time, then we're looking at, well, you're probably looking more towards like a beastly easterly. But we've gone beyond that now. Okay, let's bring this forward a bit more. The high pressure starts to migrate westwards towards the north of the Shetland Islands and towards the Faroe Islands. It's quite a long fetch easterly, really. We'll have a look at
all the way back from. It's going all the way back from Russia and Siberia.
Yeah, we'll take a look on the GFS and see if that's got a very similar setup, and we'll see how cool that air is. And as always with these charts, it just doesn't seem to play ball towards like. Actually, it is actually. Normally, it doesn't play ball when it gets 72, 84, 96 hours. So what's this doing then? So the high pressure is still centered just off the just off the coast of Norway. Forgot what I was going to say then. And as we head into Thursday, that high pressure is still sitting just to our north, and we've got what is actually showing on yours there. It's like this area of low pressure. So where's that come from? So it's coming in this easterly flow there, and this area of low pressure perhaps developing. So that could enhance the more showers.
Like a upper low or something like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, we'll have a look at the upper air temperatures. We'll have a look at that in just a moment. We'll have a look at the main GFS. So we've got high pressure to our north on this one, and lower pressure perhaps towards Central Europe, but we've got to keep an eye on that until Thursday, Friday. So let's have a look what the GFS is showing. From lunchtime today, we've got a nice dartboard low in the middle of the Atlantic, and we're in this warmer southwesterly flow with high pressure across the top of the UK with the fronts that we've already seen. And as we head into Monday, high pressure takes more control with that easterly wind. And the ice bars do tighten up, so we feel quite cool in that breeze. We've got a bit of a low wind up in the Atlantic there. But that should, excuse me a second, stay away really. Gets blocked off by this area of high pressure, so it will deflect it away from the UK. At one point, a couple of days ago, this low to the west was actually bringing up mild air, warmer air from the south, perhaps pushing temperatures into the very high teens, maybe low 20s. That seems to have backed off. So that low pressure on this run, as it building up from the south actually, it built up over France before swinging into the UK. So a bit of an interesting feature because that's not from the south, and on the Met Office that was coming in like from the east on the easterly flow. Just give me a second. So there's that high pressure also moving into this has the high pressure moving over towards Greenland on this.
Yeah, it's joined up into it, but
yeah,
low looks like it's just developing over the top of us. It probably like saying up a low or something like that.
Yeah, that low then goes over towards Norway, and we're trying to. Do we introduce a northerly?
We do. Long fetch one as well.
Straight from the Arctic. So we'll have a look at the upper air temperatures in just a few moments. So that keeps high pressure in charge, really, but in a quite cool flow.
Be interesting to see what the low pressures coming out of America will do to the jet stream to influence it, maybe. The jet.
On this run, it just seems we're getting blocked off really toward this high pressure over Greenland.
Yeah. See, it keeps flip-flopping between, doesn't it? Like one run it'll kind of give the high in Greenland, and maybe another couple of runs later it'll give the Scandi high a go.
So back to virtually like a normal week this week.
Yeah.
So we'll have the main guys back at the Met office with the likes of Aidan and Alex. Crikey.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's the her chair behind me just slipping. So this is the upper air temperatures. So we can see that mild, well, to say milder air, it's like it gets quickly swept away slightly by that cooler air coming off the North Sea. So let's go head back again. So and if that milder air at the moment, then as the wind switches to the easterly, it just turns slightly cooler again. So looking at this, before the ice bars right back, we're not seeing much cold air at all, just more cooler air. Yeah. As I mentioned, if it was middle of January, around about February time, more likely to see minus not 5s and 10s and maybe 15 sitting up here, but that's not the case really at this time of year. So head through to Wednesday, we've got that easterly, a bit of a cooler pool coming through there. So that might knock the temperatures back down just a little bit. And is it around about this time where we get that low developed from France? There it is. So, there's some warmer air tucked in behind, but that stays over towards eastern France into Germany as well. So what happens with that low? That low tends to go up towards Norway. And we've got this cooler air, this colder air waiting in the wings on this run. Does that come all the way down? We've got the -5 isotherm coming down, -10 trying to get into Scotland. So I'll be interested to see the temperatures on this. That -10 doesn't quite make it into northern Scotland. It doesn't really get that mild really on this run through into the 29th. It's almost like a battleground here between cold air to the north, so there might be a weather front sitting across maybe northern England, Scotland, with this milder air trying to come up from the south. So a bit of a temperature difference there. So if you over Iberia, well, actually no, mainly over Spain, temperatures will be into the high 20s, maybe low 30s. Let's have a look at the temperatures. Nothing to write home about really, but it'd be interesting to see how cold it will get in that northerly. So under relatively mild air at the moment. Temperatures tomorrow in any sunshine will probably reach about 15, 16 degrees. Then Tuesday is the case with chasing cloud around really on this high pressure. If you are in the sunshine, out to the breeze, you'll feel pleasant. If you're in the breeze, it will feel quite chilly, to be honest. Temperatures are coming back down into the low double digits. Then Wednesday again into the low double digits. It's like a cooler day on Thursday at this stage, looking at 7s and 8s, which is quite disappointing really for towards about middle of April really. We should be seeing temperatures around about 14, maybe 15 degrees now as the sun's getting much stronger as well. And this way we'll probably have this weather fronts perhaps set across central areas, northern areas. We've got milder airs actually. Just over France there, you've got a few 2021s there. So that's where that milder air is, but doesn't quite reach us. And that low does head up to Norway. Again, temperatures into the high single figures, low double digits. I think it was from Sunday onwards where we see that cold air start to push southwards. So there's your single digits for Scotland and northern England. And that does push southwards. And quite disappointing, really, for coming towards the last week of April on this run. 7s and 8s tops, which will feel quite disappointing. Parts of Scotland, especially the Highlands, will struggle to get much above freezing. And if we're in that battleground situation there with mild air trying to push up from the south and that cooler air especially across Scotland there. I better not dwell on it anymore on this. I think wind's not really something to have a look at, really, because it's not exactly a windy day. It might be a little bit breezy towards the south later on in the week. The Cape for the rest of this week, it's absolutely nothing, really. So see if there's anything for Thursday into Friday with that low perhaps coming up from the south east. So maybe a few heavy showers, maybe, but that's a lot to play for between now and then. Let's take a look, see what the jet stream is doing this week. Not taking a look at that as yet. So the jet stream is pushing towards Iceland and coming right round and actually coming into Eastern England, which is a bit of an unusual. I think we've seen on Thursday's run that's easterly branch heading towards the Atlantic. Did go quite far back into the Atlantic. It's a bit of a weird one, actually. Even though we've got a high pressure, it was almost like cut off high pressure, really, with jet stream. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here, mate.
A bit of an unusual one, that is, just with high pressure. The jet stream going right around it.
Yeah.
Normally see that with a cut-off low.
Yeah, not cut-off high. It'd be interesting. See, what's showing that on Thursday, if I remember.
Yeah, it was being right out back into the Atlantic. But on this, it's showing a little bit of a strong jet coming out from the east. So I wonder if that's why the models are actually struggling to decipher what's going on with either the high pressure goes towards Greenland, or stays out to our east. Because really, the jet stream is in a complete mess.
Yes, everywhere, isn't it? I don't know if that's because what's going on in America and stuff like that with the storms, then it's just throwing the models into a strop or what, I don't know. There's a strong bit of the jet coming through there, isn't it, at south? So we'd be on cold side there.
Yeah. It seems like it decides to sort itself out towards the weekend where we've got a south shifted jet.
So that allows that low to form, doesn't it?
Is that a high pressure, I think, pushing back eastwards again?
Yeah, it's a very weak low, that, isn't it? And like I say, the high pressure kind of moves back east again.
It's a very messy situation. Then we're going to that northwesterly flow there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
very messy.
Very messy. I think this is why the computer models are perhaps struggling at the minute.
Because and then towards the end of run, it shows just defaults, doesn't it? It goes back to being a strong.
Well, a strong jet stream, then it goes back on itself. It's just complete and utter mess. I said, this has got to be why the computer models are struggling. So I think we'll probably leave it as that, really.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where the weather is come Thursday when we come back. Hopefully a little bit more straightforward. I'll look at the thickness lines and stuff.
Just run through that. So that's that cold plunge trying to that does come down.
Yeah, 5 to 8 line.
That's what we call the winter line, really. There's the spring line at 546, and the 564 is what we class as the summer line, really. So yeah, it's almost like maybe like the last gasp of winter coming down. If it comes off, that's the thing. It's just what we've been seeing of a few model runs with this high pressure of a Scandi here. Some models take it up towards Greenland, and it'll bring that cold air down, which we are seeing on this. Some models actually keep this high pressure towards our east, and with this low pressure towards the Atlantic, it's going to give us that warm push from the south.
Interesting to see what the pub run comes up with. It might come home drunk and just give us snow and everything.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the 6 o'clock run. See what that does do with the high pressure. If it folds suit with the latest run. So where does it take that high? That takes that high towards Greenland. With that, also shows that low pressure moving up from the south. That actually deepens that low actually in the North Sea.
It doesn't really
bring that cold northerly shock down.
No, it seems to get cut off just to the north, doesn't it?
And we're trying to bring up that warm southeasterly. And that low then comes up. So we've got the 2 different scenarios there. So have a look at the upper air temperatures on this one. So there's that cooler easterly we're seeing. Then as we go into next weekend, so there's that low going into the North Sea. We get that only brings the -5 isotherm perhaps to northern England. Then it's almost like a battleground there. That mild air trying to push up from the south. So we didn't see that 10 was all the way down perhaps into Central Europe, into like central France. But this brings it just like up to the south coast here. So it's almost like a battleground situation again. Then we get that warm push there. Blimey. -20 isotherm just in the Bay of Biscay there.
I could send things a bit naughty, couldn't it? It pushes in. She gets the 10 isotherm into Ireland and southwest.
+20 is we don't really see in the summertime. Very rare. When we see the +20 isotherm, the temperatures probably into the I think low to mid 30s easily. That's got me asking the question now of how warm will that get on that run. So let's get through into Saturday, the 22nd. if that came off, we'll be seeing temperatures into 30s down here. So let's have a look. So already we're seeing a big contrast between those two model runs. It's just after the weekend of what happens next, isn't it?
Mm.
So there's the 26. You can see the temperatures getting into the mid to high 20s into France there, while we sit into pathetic figures of 6s and 7s. There's that battleground of that milder air trying to come up. And right at the end of the run, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So there's the temperature starts to climb. So there's the temperatures up into the 20s, while over Scotland, but barely struggling to get above freezing. So that's one heck of a boundary line, whatever 200 miles between 20, about a 20-degree difference, really.
Indeed. Well, it's right at the end of the run, so it's unlikely to verify, but it's worth keeping an eye on.
It's just a big contrast between the two, really.
Well, that's Bank Holiday Monday as well. The week after is the coronation, isn't it? So,
what Coronation Street?
No. Yeah. So around my area, 17? Go about 70 mile up the road and it's 10.
So let's bring it back to there. And we'll have a look at the Cape and we'll call it quits on that.
Yeah.
As I said, it's just that contrast between the two different model runs.
Mm-hmm.
So with that temperature difference, I'm just wondering what the Cape's going to be like.
Mm.
So I think it's towards the end of that week.
Correct.
And look over towards France there. -6, -7, the lifted index. So that's the colours we look for really. When we get into the orange and reds, it's like, oh, this could mean business if the triggers are there. So there's the instability.
The instability is there, and the oranges are there. Well, the yellows.
Then we just need that. We need that trigger, which is maybe like a weather front sitting there.
Mm-hmm. Which it could be with given the temperature contrast. Well, it just goes away then, doesn't it? So if it returns, interesting with that kind of a temperature gradient. I would have expected more Cape.
So this may be high pressure towards our north and low pressure trying to move up from the south. But anyway, let's not dwell on that.
Let's not dwell. We got a bit carried away there, but it shows that there is interest in it going a bit colder, and then it seems like it gets a bit stuck, doesn't it? After this week,
it's a bit of agreement to what F1's perhaps in agreement up to maybe Thursday. Then what happens with that low coming up from the if it develops over France, that is.
If it does, if that moves in, that upper low moves in into the high pressure and causes a bit of instability and wobble, gives it that trigger then to push up towards Greenland, possibly, or does it dive to the south of France, allows that high to rebuild?
And we'll stay in the relatively cooler air.
Yeah. We're just going to keep juggling, or it's like that with the model runs at the moment. There's just so much in disagreement. Them two runs were agreeing, but the pub run could give us something completely different.
They'll agree up to like next weekend. Then it's like, what's going to happen next? Does that cold air stay in place as the latest runs show, or will it revert back to the 6 o'clock run where there's that battleground of that mild air, warmer air transfer from the south? Which
is what we'd expect for this time of the year, really. But
So looking at temperatures, we'll be looking at perhaps slightly disappointing as the week goes on.
Definitely. Oh, can call
so
it
if
a
you
night.
get away, if you can get that wind and you're in the sunshine, it'll feel nice.
Yeah, definitely.
We'll it's definitely a much drier week this week, so
yeah.
I would say it's more usable weather, but just need to keep an eye on towards the end of the week where we could see some rain or showers.
Indeed.
We'll have a better
understanding
towards when we get to Thursday.
Yeah, it's Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll have a better understanding of what's going on.
If there's any significance in the charts, we'll obviously give you an update on it during the week.
We will indeed. I ain't got anything else to say, so we'll wrap up.
Bye.
Hang on, quick, get the presents out. Right. So yeah, I'm ready to go to sleep. To be fair, I'm so tired. Keeping an eye on these charts and that. So yeah, I'll say goodnight from him.
And I just need to quickly. I almost forgot to do something there.
Cheers, Andy. There we go.
Sorry, I changed it from Sunday to Thursday.
It's okay, mate.
Cheers, chips. Or cheers, chaps.
You need to go to sleep as well, mate.
I know, it's a chaps.
Right. I'll say
thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on Thursday.
Him.
And it's good night from him.
Good night, everyone.
Good night,
everyone.